I should have Googled this before we started this fucking podcast. Welcome to Keebs and Weebs, where two drunk dudes talk quality nonsense for roughly an hour, hopefully. My name is Corey.
And I'm Matt.
And the first topic of discussion for today is going to be Tide Pods, the craze that's sweeping the nation.
So you just asked me about Tide Pods the other day, because you were confused by them.
Yes, it's a weird phenomenon. I did not understand that this was an actual thing that people were eating and consuming.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's just like the meme of the month, but this takes it a step further because people are eating laundry detergent, and that's really bad for you. And I'm more impressed that anyone can actually eat one. I imagine it just tastes like soap.
So here's the thing. I get it.
You get it?
I get it. Because they do look delicious. Like if you just take them for face value, they do look like a I don't know. It looks like a hard-coated candy with like a gusher on top.
They're just so colorful.
Yeah.
I mean, I use those for both my dishwasher and my washing machine. And so, I mean, yeah, I totally see them. They're just like little gusher fucks. Little gushers, yeah. Gushers that send you right to the hospital.
Do you know how bad they are actually for you?
I don't, actually.
Okay. Because I imagine like eating just one wouldn't kill you.
Yeah, but there was also 29 reported cases, which means at least 29 people have been sent to the hospital because they wouldn't be reported unless...
Is that after one, though? Or is that, like 5?
Did you see the Tide pizza?
I did not.
You'll have to look up the Tide pizza. Essentially, he just made a pizza, he put 6 or 7 Tide Pods in there, and then cooked it. And it's just it loses all appeal once those things break, and it's just blue all over the pizza. So, I don't recommend doing that, at the very least.
What? Did he eat it?
No, he just took a picture of it.
Oh, well, he just wasted perfectly good pizza, though, then.
And like 7 Tide Pods.
That I don't care about.
That shit's expensive.
Those are a dime a dozen. So this is weird. I don't even know if this is worth talking about, but they make laundry and dish versions?
Well, they're all a little different, but essentially it's liquids mixed with powder. So the white part of the Tide Pod is actually like the traditional powder that you put in a washing machine, and then the top 2 colors are just like a gel, all wrapped into one delicious package. That as soon as you just add water, and you get all that sweet flavor.
This leads into a whole other thing because I saw this on Reddit, and that's where I had to ask you about it because I did not understand. Now that I know, there's a whole subreddit called Forbidden Foods, and it's all things that look like foods that aren't.
Yeah, like the forbidden honey, which is literally just molten glass.
Yeah, molten glass.
That when you pour it out, it looks remarkably like sweet, delicious honey.
Just the dankest honey.
It's so vibrant.
Another really good one I saw was of like dirty snow slush. It looked like a Coke slushie. It looked so good to eat.
Yeah, you put that in a cup, no one would even know. April Fool's Day is coming up. Send your friends to the hospital with gasoline and tar.
A lot of people were upset about that post though, because it was a pretty small subreddit. I can't even remember where I saw the original post at.
I can't imagine there's a lot of people interested in things that they aren't allowed to eat.
What do you mean?
Well, like the forbidden foods, like nothing on there you're actually allowed to eat.
Yeah, but it looks good. But it's...
I know, just how many enthusiasts are there? Forbidden food enthusiasts.
If I've learned anything about the internet, there's an enthusiast for everything, including consensual tentacle stuff.
As long as it's consensual. This is 2017.
No.
Shit. It is 2018. This is 2018. So even more so, it's important.
So I guess if you want to move on, we could talk about Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, so where did you first hear about this?
I saw a tweet of somebody saying they just said it, and they just said the title, and they said that it was like really enjoyable or something like that, which is a lie, because I don't see how anybody can enjoy that abomination. But I thought for sure they were shitting on the Devil May Cry. Yeah, the Devil May Cry series.
Well, as the weebs in this relationship here, I follow a lot of anime enthusiasts like on YouTube and things like that. Okay. Who have done nothing but praise this to the high heavens or hells, depending on how you look at it. Talking about how innovative it is, and so this is not something that Netflix got the right for. Netflix came up with this idea. This is a 100%
oh, wow.
Netflix
actual
paid for
original.
It is a Netflix original, not something they got from another network and then paid to use it.
Sure.
Like, a lot of the other Netflix originals they have.
Which grinds the shit out of my gears.
Yeah, but no, Netflix of Japan completely paid for this, funded this, created this.
Wow.
And so the only way you can watch it is on Netflix, and that will never change because it's a Netflix original. But yeah, because of that, it was really interesting because a lot of the things you hate are a lot of reasons why people love it.
I guess hate is a strong word. I can see. I mean, it is a good show. I watched about an episode and a half. And I do plan on continuing to watch it. But motherfuck, it's
weird.
It's like a terrible acid trip.
It's real fucking weird. But that's one of the reasons why people like it. Is because they can do things on this Netflix original that they can't do on any other network, because all of the typical anime outlets like Crunchyroll are never going to promote this.
For sure.
There's no US-based anything that's going to promote this at all.
There was a scene, for those of you who haven't watched it, where they're at this rave-esque party, and the devils start taking over people's bodies, and this lady's boobies, which you get to see first.
You see a lot of boobies first.
You see so many boobies.
No less than 100 boobs.
Yep.
By the end of this.
But not like, it was weird. It wasn't like if you've ever seen hentai.
You can't even say it.
No, because it's weird to talk about to an audience about this. But they're not like they were like I guess the best way to describe it is like bland.
Yeah, like they're
not very featureful.
Yeah, they were. I don't know, just the way they did the scene, it made it so normal that it didn't even seem that weird and out of place until the real weird shit started happening. Mm-hmm. And
where her boobs turn into like snake monsters with fucking sharp razor teeth.
Yeah, and they started just eating people's dudes off. She started eating dudes with her tits.
I can't even say anything about that. It's fucking weird, man.
And for those of wondering, wow, this show sounds really interesting. What's it about? I can't tell you.
Nope.
Because, I don't know. It's one of those shows that you can't really define in that way. It's based off an 80s manga called Devilman, which essentially just involves some dude getting the power of the devil, and then it's just super gory, super sexual, very hard R-rated. But besides that, it's like really hard to encapsulate what the plot is.
I think the impression I got from it is his brother?
His friend. It's just
okay, just his friend, okay. His friend is like a super smart guy who gets the main character possessed by a devil, and it seems...
he's an asshole.
Because he's an asshole. They don't even really describe what he's gonna do with the devil powers yet, but the impression I get from it is that like he's probably gonna start fighting other devils in the world. That's where I think they're gonna take this. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, because I mean this is the hero of this story, and so usually it's super violent, but he is in the end the good guy in this. If there can be one in this show,
yeah,
because his friend certainly is not.
Also, how far have you gotten into it?
I've just watched the first episode.
Okay,
and I'm aware of kind of a little bit of the overarching, but
I can't remember. Did he, when the first episode, start running after he got the devil powers? Did he start running on the track?
No, not yet.
Okay,
he got the devil powers, and then his friend's like, "I've just created the most powerful devil on purpose because I'm an asshole." And then the episode ends.
Okay, so never mind. I won't bring it up then. I don't want to give you any minor spoilers or anything like that.
But yeah, if this intrigues you, check it out on Netflix because...
or don't. Ever.
If it intrigues them.
No.
Is this something you have to see with your own eyes to understand?
Well, I mean...
Non-anime fans are not going to enjoy it.
No. I would agree with that.
It's too fucking weird.
Yeah, it's fucking absolute nightmare fuel. I hated every gory second. However, the scene where he actually gets possessed by the devil is excellent.
Yeah, like the animation is really interesting looking. I think that's one of the problems with the show, is that the subject matter is horrific, but it looks really well.
But, I don't know, there's just... I guess maybe I haven't seen a lot of anime, but there was just something... I'm hesitant to use the word off about it, but it does look, I guess, unique.
Yeah, it definitely has a very unique art style. It's not as clean as anime is nowadays.
Yeah,
like the animation's really messy, fluid but messy.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that. All right,
yeah, there you go. We talked about Devilman Crybaby.
I hate it.
You got it out of your system.
Maybe.
The nightmares will still find you.
This this might be a continuing saga. The more I watch it.
Yeah, because I also intend to finish it, so I just expect I'll hear more about how much you hate it, and then you'll hear more about how much I love it.
It's fucking me up thinking about it, man.
Well, just some of the monsters that people eating people with their stomachs and their boobs, and I think at one point some lady grabbed someone with her legs and then ate the person, but also ate her own legs at the same time. So like, it just shows the lack of control of any of these people.
Fuck, we really should move on. But there's one very bitchin' scene where right after he gets possessed by the devil, he punches one of the other bad devils
and pulls his fist out.
And pulls his fist out with the heart still beating, and then he crushes the heart.
But while you're seeing this, you're only seeing the scene through the new hole in the guy's body.
Yeah, it's so good. So good.
Well, I guess that brings us to Castlevania. Just got 8 episodes.
Yeah,
confirmed for this summer.
The violent the show that I lied to your wife about.
Yeah, that apparently is violent if you pay attention. But if you're desensitized, like you will be after watching Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, no shit.
Then it's nothing. Like it's only when you look and realize that there's so much fucking gore at all times.
It's so good though.
It just litters the landscape in such a way that's just part of the scenery.
Where I felt off about the art style of Devilman Crybaby, I would suck the whole art department's cock about the fucking art of Castlevania. Every scene is a painting. I fucking love that show.
Yeah,
from top to bottom.
Totally different ways of doing it. Like avant-garde versus fucking precision control in the art style. Like nothing is off in Castlevania.
If you haven't seen the Castlevania series on Netflix, that's what we're talking about. Is the most upsetting thing about it is there's only 3 episodes, and it's...
Is there 3? I thought there was 4. I think there's 4 episodes.
Okay.
But they're only half an hour long, so you're literally getting a movie.
Yeah, 2 hours worth of content, and it's so good. Every fucking episode is just fucking titties in your face good.
Yeah, without Devilman Crybaby's actual titties in your face.
Yeah, because those are the bad titties.
Yeah, those are the titties that attack you. But with Castlevania, it's... I don't know. If there was a 22-episode season, I'd be done with it that night.
Oh, for sure. I would get 0 sleep. I would watch it. I'm so glad I decided to watch it on a whim. I was like, oh, Castlevania. Those are some decent video games. I'll give this a try. And then I was enraptured for the next 2 hours. It's so fucking good.
And 8 episodes is literally like getting 2 extra seasons.
Yeah, I guess if you're comparing it to the first, sure.
I haven't confirmed whether this is true or not, but I did read online that this apparently it was supposed to be a movie trilogy originally.
Okay.
So 4 episodes per movie.
Oh.
So essentially this would be the last 2/3 of the movie trilogy that they for some reason decided to turn into a series. I mean, if it's true that it was supposed to be movies originally, I wish they would have kept it like that.
Yeah, because...
It'd help the pacing?
Yeah, it helped the pacing, and having only 4 episodes for the first season...
It just seems like a cock tease.
Really sucks. Like, fuck.
Like, right as you're getting into it.
Yeah, but the fucking violence is outrageous. After I told your wife that, oh, it's not that violent, you guys should give it a try. I was wrong.
He takes his whip. His fucking Belmont brand whip.
Belmont TM whip.
And he hits a dude in the fucking face, and his eyeball flies out of his head.
And you get
a camera pan following it as it flies through the air majestically.
You get to see the full connective tissue of the eyeball behind.
It's not even just an orb. It's a fucking bloody ball with a strand that you can tell connected to a fucking brainstem at one point.
And then there's one episode where like demons attack the city, and then the townspeople that are left are literally taking entrails off like pikes and shit.
Yeah, they're acting like they're taking down fucking streamers from a party. Yeah, they're just pulling them down casually.
Oh fuck!
I mean, in the very first episode, a demon comes by and takes an infant and bites into it and runs off.
Yeah,
an infant.
It really. Luckily, like I don't know, that's a weird scene because it's like it's from far away, but it's also zoomed up, so it's a little weird. But yeah, it's very not good.
While being really good.
While being excellent.
They set the tone miraculously.
Oh, that first fucking episode where he's in the bar fight.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck.
Like they set up Vlad Dracula as just this fucking imposing but sympathetic force of nature, and then they fucking cut to is it Simon Belmont?
Yeah.
Is it Simon?
Yep.
And they just set up both of these characters so well. It's one of the Belmonts. There's so many. The fucking Castlevania games has like 20 Belmont main characters. They're always Belmont, but I can't fucking keep up with that shit. But they set up both of their characters so well in the first episode that it really draws you in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fucking poor Vlad, man.
Vlad had a hard life.
He gives humanity a chance. They burn his wife at the stake for being a witch, which she is not. She's just like a scientific lady.
Yeah, she's just smart.
And then
how dare she?
The goddamn Pope. The goddamn Pope.
The goddamn Pope.
The goddamn Pope. Burns his wife at the stake, and then he unleashes his hell demons across. So,
I mean, based on what they showed you in the first episode, Vlad did nothing wrong.
No, absolutely not. And the longer we get into Trump's presidency, I'm inclining to agree with Vlad that humanity was a mistake.
Yeah, and it probably should just be wiped, just cleansed.
Just cleansed. I mean, I just told Victoria the other day, your wife Victoria the other day that we need a new plague.
A new one. 2018.
Whether it takes me or not, I don't care. We just need one.
It'll be really interesting because I'm interested in seeing how the new 8 episodes play out. Because you're really sympathetic towards Simon Belmont. He's a great character. Mm-hmm. He has a good heart despite the fact that he is super rough around the edges. But then you also sympathize with Dracula. So eventually they will come together and fight. And it's one of those things where you don't necessarily know who you're going to root for.
So, but that's the thing. Do you think everybody is sympathetic towards Dracula?
Or just the cynical among us?
Or just the cynical among us? Yeah, for sure. Because I think... I lost the thought. Cut this out, Victoria. I think people might not be sympathetic towards him solely because he's supposed to be the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I think they set it up well enough that most people probably will at least be understanding. I mean, to be fair, the clergy did burn his wife, so he is raising the entire land and all of its inhabitants.
Which,
I mean, yeah, I get it, but not everyone may get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you have the force like Alucard, which is introduced in the final of the 4 episodes.
Oh, the sexy vampire, man.
Yeah, the sexy vampire who is definitely going to kill Dracula, or else he wants to.
And he's Dracula's son, right?
He's Dracula's son, yeah. Who is also a good guy while being a vampire and being an asshole. But he's a sexy vampire, so most people are probably just going to let it slide. The fight choreography in that final scene is worth watching the 2 hours alone.
Yep.
Because
most of the fights are just... some of the coolest shit happens.
Yeah, but that final fight is the definition of fucking climax. In every meaning of the word.
that's where you're supposed to come at.
Yeah, it's the climax of the series, it is the climax of all the conflict so far, and it is the climax of all of the viewers.
Yeah, all of the viewers.
At the same time.
So good.
It's so fucking good.
So tying in, moving on to the next topic, tying in video games, Mega Man. I don't know where we're really going to go with this, but I was listening to another podcast recently about Mega Man X and how amazing it was. My only real experience with Mega Man is I should have Googled this before we started this fucking podcast. But it's like he jacks into the internet.
Not even a little bit.
No, not Mega Man X.
You're saying that's the one you have experience.
Yeah, there's a series of games.
Yeah, Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah, Battle Network. Fuck. I remember having very fond memories about it.
Yeah, of course you would. It's the one where he fucking hacks into the mainframe.
Yeah, dude. Max hacks into the mainframe. He's got to fight viruses and shit. It's so good.
It's really fucking good.
So you've played those too then?
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's not a Mega Man game I haven't played.
Okay, fuck.
I was literally playing Mega Man X when you came over to record this podcast.
Okay.
I had to put down my Super Nintendo controller. I was about to fight Chill Penguin.
Oh my god, they talked about Chill Penguin on the podcast I listened to so much.
Because he's the best boss. The thing with Mega Man X is, it is a fucking masterclass in game design. Mm. The first boss leading into Chill Penguin is some of the most thought out, thoughtful development I've ever seen. It teaches you everything you need to know about the game in those 2 levels.
Wow.
Without a text of tutorial.
And then, not only is the game design perfection from what I've heard, because I haven't played the game, the art and the sprites and the backgrounds are all just basically masterpieces. Yeah, moving from Mega Man 8, which was on the PS1, which means Mega Man 8 didn't come out until after. Yeah. I think Mega Man 7 was out before X. It was Mega Man 7 and then X came out. The level of detail that X was on before, based on anything else Mega Man that had come out before, was just mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. The amount of detail and sprite work and everything was just so much more advanced than the fucking blocky-ass Mega Man we got before. One of the hosts brought up that the Super Nintendo is the most important console in history. One of the reasons they cited is that so many of the games hold up today. Yeah, that's... I've been playing a lot of Super Nintendo recently, actually. I think because of the new SNES Mini that came out. I didn't get it because it's overpriced, but I've just been playing them on my own. That's a whole nother topic. I Nintendo and the way they do things blows my fucking mind. They could print money if they wanted to, but instead they jack the prices up on things and they don't buy enough of the product to make the thing that they want to sell. It's so weird to me how they run the company.
Have you? We're going to talk about this later, but have you seen anything about Nintendo Labo yet?
Yeah, me and another buddy were just discussing this earlier today. So
okay, I want to come back to that after we're done with Mega Man because
absolutely.
I have thoughts.
Okay.
So, fucking Mega Man. Just the SNES was so because Mega Man X holds up to date.
Yeah.
Like the later iterations went really downhill in terms of game design because of a lot of reshuffling within Capcom.
Okay.
And a lot of the original programmers got moved around and things like that. And honestly, Keiji Ifune, the guy who makes Mega Man, or who was head at the time, he really started to drop the ball.
Interesting.
Which is sad to say because he's so influential. But he eventually went off and he made the Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9, which is a notorious dumpster fire.
Yeah, I was just gonna
you can still smell the burning trash.
Yeah,
from that abomination.
So was it a bad game?
It was a bad game.
Okay.
It was a bad game. It didn't live up to its promises, and it even had a different art style than was originally planned.
Nice.
Like nothing about the Kickstarter indicated that. Everything about the Kickstarter indicated it would be a great game based on the staff and what they showed, and then they released something completely different way after time frame as Kickstarters do. Yeah. It wasn't on time, as is normal.
The only Kickstarter I've ever backed and had a good experience with was a thing called the Pocket Fisherman. And it was just this dude in his house, and he wanted to sell this thing called the Pocket Fisherman, and it was this little plastic tube that it was designed to have everything you needed to catch a fish in it. And it was just like some hooks, like a really small amount of bait, and some fishing line. And you were supposed to wrap the fishing line around the plastic tube, and that's what you cast it into the water, was this fishing line wrapped around a plastic tube. And that was the only Kickstarter I've ever backed that actually made it in time, and like the product was what the person said it was supposed to be.
And I'm going to assume, I have no idea how much that cost, and I don't want you to tell me, but let's just assume it cost the same amount as Mighty Number 9, and it would be an infinitely better investment. Like, nobody should ever choose Mighty Number 9 over a Pocket Fisherman. In any scenario, I don't even care if you fish.
Like, even if you weren't, even if you hated fishing and you thought it was cruel to the animals, you would still suggest people buy the Pocket
Playing
Fisherman.
Mighty Number 9 is cruelty to fucking animals.
Okay.
You are the animal in this scenario.
That's so good.
And it's just, a lot of the mechanics are pretty basic. Like, it plays like a bad Mega Man ripoff. Like, it's like you expect it to come as like a fan game.
Oh wow!
That's poorly programmed by one guy who kind of likes Mega Man.
What the fuck game am I thinking of? Because every time someone says Mighty Number 9, I think of the game where you have, it's kind of like Pikmin, but all of your characters conform into one item or one.
That's the Wonderful 101.
Yes, okay.
That game is made by Hideki Kamiya, who makes Bayonetta and Devil May Cry.
Oh.
And it didn't do I really hope it gets ported to Switch in some capacity. I think they teased a sequel or something, so I really hope that comes out. But fuck, that's a good game. Wonderful 101 is a fun game.
You almost said Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 101. Yeah, I mean, I can see why you'd get them mixed up if you didn't know what they were, because name, number.
So, man, okay. I thought the main controversy around Mighty Number 9 was that it took forever to come out.
It took forever to come out, and then when it came out, it just wasn't good, and it's incredibly buggy.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, like it has. So Xbox, this is how bad it is.
Oh boy.
Team Xbox put out a patch for the game.
Oh wow.
Not Concept, the makers of the game.
Sure.
There was a game-breaking bug, and Team Xbox took the program files and fixed the bug and put it back on the store and patched it. Something, I don't know if it's ever been done or how commonly that happens.
Yeah.
But they fixed a game-breaking bug in the game instead of the company who makes the game.
So what? They just fart this game out and then expected everybody to deal with it, basically?
And so before this game even came out, he also made additional Kickstarters for another game called Red Ash, an animated movie of Red Ash, an animated series of Mighty Number 9.
Wow, this guy really just is horny for Kickstarter.
Yeah, he just fucking loves him some Kickstarter. He's like, oh my god, look at all the money they gave us. We didn't even have to fucking do anything. This is incredible. I have all this money. He throws it in the air and it rains back down on him.
Speaking of that, look for the Keebs and Weebs Kickstarter.
Yeah, Keebs and Weebs coming to a Kickstarter near you.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is yet, but...
Give us your money and we won't do anything with it.
Yeah, depending on how much you give us, depends on what we'll do with it. Might be cool, might be lame. You decide.
Fuck, man. Okay. Mighty Number 9, huh?
Yeah.
Bad game.
And so they did just announce, because they came out, the only thing Capcom has done with Mega Man in a long time is Mega Man 9 and 10, which were essentially remakes, not remakes, they were new games, but they were styled like the NES games.
Okay.
Like the same graphics as if it literally just came out on NES. And so they were just new Mega Man games. They were fun. They had new bosses and everything. And they got pretty good support because they literally played just like the NES games.
So, does Mega Man have the most games of any video game series? Because that's what it feels like to an outsider. It's just, there's so many Mega Man games.
I think he's like right below Mario in terms of games that he started.
Huh, interesting. Because, I don't know. Again, from an outsider, it just feels like he's got 50 games a year.
Actually, if you include Mega Man, Mega Man X, Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man Star Force.
Star Force?
Star Force. It's the spiritual successor to Battle Network, but instead of hacking into computers, you're like hacking into like Spirit World or something. It's really stupid. But it follows the exact same gameplay mechanics as Battle Network.
Interesting.
But instead of computers, it's like another dimension or something.
Weird.
But
what a bad title, though.
Mega Man Zero. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking Mega Man. And so Capcom, but all of those, like, all those games coming out, and then the past 10 years, there's been, like, nothing. It's been a fucking, like, dry spell. Until they just announced recently Mega Man 11, which is kind of like Mega Man 10 in the sense that it's, like, really a homage to the old school style, but they're actually making it in 3D with brand new graphics. Like, they're really trying to take a 2018 take on that gameplay formula, as opposed to just playing to nostalgia.
I just don't know if it can be done. I think I guess maybe I shouldn't even be saying this because I haven't played a lot of Mega Man games, but from what I know about, well, I guess Battle Network put a pretty good fucking spin on the whole series.
Yeah, like Battle Network has nothing, literally uses the characters and likenesses and themes of the games without actually doing anything gameplay-wise.
Yeah, so never mind. I guess they could pretty much just do whatever they want with Mega Man since they broke the mold so early.
Yeah.
Because that was a Game Boy...
That was a Game Boy Advance.
Advance, okay.
Yeah. I think they did make a GameCube version of it, but the GameCube version was another side-scroller just like all other Mega Man games. But I think Battle Network, and then, of course, moving into Star Force, are the only ones that have really broken that side-scroller mode. Everything else is a fucking side-scroller. Except for Mega Man...
It's a fucking side-scroller.
It's fine, but...
It's fine.
Mega Man Zero did a really good spin on it because they made it really fucking hard and added a whole bunch of other mechanics to it. And so that was really unique in its own way. And then Mega Man Legends, which was a PlayStation 1 game and an N64 game, is the only one that's like a 3D open world game.
Okay.
Like third person open world. And so that one is incredibly unique.
Here we go.
Being visited by my two little dogs who need to fuck off.
Two puppers. Mostly Vinci, though.
Vinci needs to fuck off. Hey, it's you. So as I was saying, yeah, 3D open world game, which is still sparking controversy to this day, because they came out with two of them, Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and they were really, really good. They were really fun games. They really broke the mold and did the amazing world building. And then a few years back, like 5 years back or something, maybe even longer now, Capcom teased Mega Man Legends 3.
Okay.
And they had a whole thing where they really wanted the community to get involved. So they opened this, like, they were taking community drawings and turning them into actual characters, community plot points, and every character, like, they would bring up, like, 5 versions of a character, and the community would get to choose which one made it in the game. And they did this for about a year, and then we're just like, yeah, we're not getting enough fan response. You guys aren't doing a good enough job participating, so we canceled the game.
After they pretty much stole everything from the community in the first place?
Yeah, like, the community wasn't doing enough to build this game for them.
What the fuck?
And so they canceled it, and literally the butthurt still stings today in that community. Everyone who participated is fucking triggered at the mention of it.
I bet, because that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it was really bad. It broke a lot of people's lives, because it was supposed to be a 3DS game, and they had a playable demo that... One of the reasons they claimed that they didn't proceed with it is because not enough people played it. Not enough people played the demo.
Man, speaking of the Nintendo 3DS, though, I don't know. Maybe I've grown out of mobile. Could you call that mobile? Handheld. I've bought so many 3DSs, and I've probably played a total of 10 hours.
That's hilarious, because I have also bought so many, because I keep buying the newest iteration and selling the older iteration, and I've put in hundreds of 3DS hours.
Yeah, I guess maybe I've just grown out of it.
I think it really depends on your lifestyle, because it really not necessarily like your lifestyle versus my lifestyle, but just like different people and different lifestyles. Like, I played my 3DS and I played it primarily in my bed.
Okay.
Like, I play... Anytime I'd want to play a video game and not be on my computer or on my living room sofa, I was playing 3DS.
Okay.
Or Vita, or now the Switch.
I guess you bring up a good point about lifestyle, because most of the time, if I'm playing a video game, it's on the computer.
Yeah, like, you don't play a lot of games away from your computer, nor would you have a reason to. But I'm married and have 2 fluffy dog children, so I'm not always able to just spend such a large amount of time at my computer.
No, that makes sense.
And
for
so
sure.
I can literally be in any room of the house and still get my gaming in.
I get it. I understand now.
Which is, I think that's honestly one of the reasons why Nintendo's doing so fucking well with the Switch right now.
It's because most of the people who want to play Nintendo games are in their 30s and married, and they can just play the Switch.
Yeah, they can play it wherever they want. But not just that, but because, like, I know a lot of people who only played in handheld mode, me included. I almost have never hooked it up to a TV, like twice. I know a lot of people who have never played it in handheld mode. They only play it on their TV because they don't have a reason to play it on anything else.
It's so interesting to me that it seems like Nintendo fucking crushed it with that concept, where you can literally play the games on the Switch, mobilely, or handheld, however you want to say it, or on the TV, and it feels the same. Like, you're getting the same experience and the same enjoyment out of it in 2 completely different ways.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things that I really like, is because when you play, like, they just announced Dark Souls Remastered. It's coming to the Switch. Yeah, so a lot of people are super stoked for that. And the only difference is it's locked at 30 frames per second, which is because you're playing on a glorified fucking tablet at this point. So it's amazing that they can even consistently do 30 frames per second. But in handheld mode, it's 720p. When it's docked, it's 1080p. Because it can benefit a little bit of extra power from being plugged into the wall. Sure. I'm not sure how they do that, overclocked or something. But 1080p while on the screen. So, like, there is a little bit of difference when you downgrade to the handheld mode. But your screen's so much smaller, you don't even notice.
Exactly.
Like, it's not pixelated. It's not blurry. It's so crisp. The screen is so good. And it's such a miraculous jump from the 3DS, too.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like, the 3DS's screens they're tiny and they're pretty shit. The 3DS
they're garbage.
Weak ass machine. Like, it's incredible that it did as well as it did. Nintendo really did great with its game selection.
What's bonkers to me is people, even if you own a 3DS, well, you even said it yourself, even if you own a 3DS, you're still buying the new iterations of it.
Yeah, and so, because they keep coming out with more and more, like, it took like 3 iterations to add a second analog stick.
Oh, there's 3...
It's not even an analog stick. It has a little nub.
Okay, the C-stick nub thing.
The C-stick nub, yeah. Which, it worked like an analog stick. And it works surprisingly well for...
No, it does, yeah.
I really had my doubts.
Yeah, I played Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS, and it felt pretty good. But, I mean, Nintendo and their mistakes of online play is disastrous.
It's unforgivable.
It's so bad.
Like, even the Switch hasn't figured it out yet.
I wish... That's disgusting. It makes me very upset, actually. But, like, I just don't understand how you can be a game manufacturer or console manufacturer in this day and age and not have just seamless online play.
So I'm going to tell you some things, and it's like a game. I'm going to tell you things and then see how upset you get.
Okay, oh boy.
So Nintendo's online service, they touted it as you're going to get an online service. We are going to make it paid, like Xbox One and PlayStation Plus.
Which is, I've accepted the fact that it's just the norm, but that upsets me still.
Yeah, but Xbox One and PS Plus per year is like $60.
Yep.
This one's going to be $20 a year.
Okay.
So it's significantly cheaper. They asked him for like $3 a month. And so...
That's fine.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. But they're like, okay, and so with that, you'll get like free retro game downloads.
As long as you're paying for the service, though.
Yeah, like as long as you're paying for the service, you'll get these. We'll give you 2 a month, and then at the end of the month, we'll take them back and give you new ones.
Which is weird, but okay.
Which is weird, yeah. Like on PlayStation Plus, you just get to keep those games forever. Like most of the games I have on my PlayStation now are PlayStation Plus games that I've collected over 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if you're paying for that service and that's how they want to run it, do you really need more than a month for a retro game?
No,
probably not.
I haven't even gotten to the upsetting part yet. This is just the facts laid on the table.
Well, and there's nothing I'm upset about so far.
Yeah,
like I said, paying yearly for an online service sucks. Mostly because I come from the PC side of things, where you don't have to pay for anything but the games and your internet, and you don't have to go have this like in between service. Yeah. But I understand why it needs to be there for server infrastructure. Yada blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and so they announced how that was going to work about a year ago. They still don't have it. It hasn't.
What?
We don't even have a tentative date of when we're going to get our first free games. How the service is going to work. It's still free. They haven't made people start paying yet.
Well, that's pretty cool.
But that's also a sign of how here it's not.
Yeah,
and that's not even here yet.
And that's also a sign of how they have no idea to move from how they were in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, and so you can still play online for free right now. There's not a lot of online games you can play right now. Splatoon is probably the biggest. And the online works fine, and they have a dedicated app. So, like, you can do the Nintendo Online app and, like, buy gear for Splatoon that you can pick up in-game. You can do a whole bunch of things, and, like, there's a bunch of game-specific modes. But to do online voice chat...
Oh, boy.
You have to plug a special adapter into your phone.
Into your phone?
Into your phone.
Your mobile phone device.
And use the app to manage voice chat. So the Switch is plugged into your phone. And
whoa! What? Let's just take a second here. Let's take a quick second. So you're taking your Switch.
You're taking your Nintendo Switch.
Your Nintendo TM Switch.
The one with the headphone jack.
With the one with the fucking headphone jack. And you're plugging it into your mobile phone.
Yes.
Your Android or iPhone mobile phone device.
Yes. And then you're plugging your phone into your headset.
Phones don't... Like the Pixel and the newest iPhone don't have additional jacks.
Yeah, you'll need an adapter.
Perfect.
And then, so they like Splatoon, when you buy the Splatoon headset, it comes with a splitter because you need the splitter because your phone obviously doesn't have a headphone jack for both the Switch and the headset, so you need a splitter that comes in the convenient shape of a nice little squid.
I'm not even upset, I'm just confused. Like, why have such a convoluted thing to just talk to other people online? All they have to do is copy what PlayStation and fucking Xbox have done. They've paved the way for this. They've worked out all the kinks and issues. So why don't they just say, okay, this is the Nintendo network instead of the PlayStation network, and there you go. You have a good, complete product that people will buy and use and enjoy.
The worst part is, I think probably the worst part is, despite the fact that to play Splatoon with voice chat, you have to do it like that. But
I just can't.
If you want voice chat, you got to plug literally 2 headphone jacks into your 1 headphone jack, maybe 0 headphone jack phone.
I just kicked the table in anger. I'm just picturing you're like, okay, guys, I'm gonna play Splatoon online with my friends, and you just have this series of disgusting cables connected from the Switch to your phone. God forbid you have to do this on the TV. Like if you didn't want to play it mobily. Or like
that's another thing too. Is like if you're doing it on the TV, you have to be that close to the dock.
Yeah, and you have to be that close to the dock. Like your phone is tied up, so you can't even like.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of another point. Is until they patched it out a month later, the app had to be open.
Oh,
you couldn't have your phone in sleep mode, and you couldn't be on another app.
That's so good, Nintendo. You're just taking the bed and shitting all over it.
Yeah, and like there's a few tiny good ideas there, like the ability to mute people in voice chat using your phone. You can just like tap the mute button.
that
see who you're like. Yeah, that's cool. Assuming you just had the app open and weren't actually connected to the Switch.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If it was just like if the phone was just the interface to the Switch's voice control, that'd be amazing. Yeah. I actually really like that idea.
But that's not how it works.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words, to be honest, because that is the most convoluted and like user feel bad I've ever heard.
Yeah, and I like when you see pictures of it in action, it looks even worse. Like there's just so many cords hanging around for no reason. It's absolute fucking lunacy. And the headphone jack is on the system and not on any of the controllers. So like if it was on if the headphone jack was on one of the Joy-Cons, like the right Joy-Con had a little slot for it, that would make it a little bit better because then you could at least plug the console into the fucking dock. But you can't even do that.
Oh man. So speaking of other Nintendo mistakes, what about Labo or Labo or Labia or whatever the fuck they're calling it?
The new Nintendo Labia,
TM
would not fit in that entrance there because it is not a mistake. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and I am beyond stoked for it. And I know, judging by the look on your face right now, that you're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, well, so like I said earlier, I was talking to a buddy about this earlier, and he described it as like a sheet of cardboard that gets delivered to your house, and then you build things out of it, and you put like the Joy-Cons in various areas. Like he told me about two Labias. specifically that are coming to mind. One was a fishing game where you build like a fishing pole and you stick the Joy-Cons in there and you rotate the Joy-Cons around to fish.
Yeah.
And as a very big fan of fishing in video games, like not like fishing games, but like mini games inside of other games.
Yeah, like in Zelda and stuff like that.
Fuck me, man. Son of a bitch. If you want me to play your game, that's how you do it. You throw a fucking fishing mini game in there, and I am in 100%. Like Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I love fishing in that game. But so you rotate the Joy-Con to fish. Or another one, even more ridiculous, was that you build like a robot that you wear that has like a backpack and like feet pads.
Okay, so I assume you haven't actually seen the video.
No.
Okay.
I've just heard memes about it where people are like cardboard and Nintendo, and I had fucking no idea what was going on.
Okay, so in the video, they do a really good job of illustrating it because... So yeah, it's $70 per box, which is $60.
$70 whole dollars?
$60 game, the game that comes with it, plus $10 in cardboard. Nintendo already announced that if you need replacement cardboards, they will provide the template for free. So you can just print the template, attach it to your own cardboard, and cut it out. It's fine.
Okay.
So they're charging you $10 for cardboard that comes with like stickers and all the Nintendo designs, and it's pre-cut and everything like that. But essentially, and it's not just like you're building a cardboard box. These are incredibly intricate designs. Like there's one with a piano where you make each individual key, you set up the inside, there's like slots and levers and things like that, and then you put the Joy-Con in, and one of the Joy-Cons has a little IR camera on it. And so based on the camera, it can see every key that you're hitting.
But
it's connected to nothing.
I would almost want to pay more. Well, maybe not. The idea of using cardboard for anything makes me upset because it's going to be ruined very quickly.
If you have children, which this is aimed at, they even say that. They're like, for the kids and kids at heart.
Oh, boy.
They literally said this is for children. Or for people who like to build shit.
Like, I like the concept, but, like, I don't know. Like, you're going to get, like, 4 uses out of it before it's worn out.
Well, I mean, like with the piano, hitting the piano keys is not going to break it. You're going to break it if your kid's a shit and he steps on it. Like, and that's the same with anything. If your kid steps on your PlayStation controller, it's probably fucked too.
I mean, I guess.
You're going to fuck up your analog sticks.
It's...
And then, so they have all of these little things. They have... Some of them are stupider than the others. Like, the piano is a fucking marvel, because the amount that little IR camera can see, you have 13 keys, and it can tell whether you're hitting 5 keys at a time. It will know what sound it to make. And there's, like, little cardboard buttons you can put in the top that'll change the sounds based on...
Oh, wow.
Because they have little stripes on the bottom that the camera can see.
It's just... Wow, God, the whole thing is so... Weird, but, like, I do understand how cool it is. Like, it's a fascinating add-on. It's just weird to me that it's out of cardboard. Like, yeah. It's...
But, I mean, to me, I'm someone who likes to build model kits. I'm someone who likes to just be somewhat tinkerish. And so just not even playing the games with them, just the thought of putting these things together, it sounds fun to me. Like, because the fishing pole, it has a base, and then you extend it, and there's an actual fishing cord that's attached to one of the Joy-Cons, which, so it kind of has tension to it.
Oh, wow.
And then there's a little stand you make and put on the floor that has, like, the fishing. So, and then the Joy-Con is one of the handles. So, like, the fact that they can make a cardboard fishing rod that doesn't feel flimsy...
Sure.
...is pretty phenomenal. But I think the biggest, most impressive one is that stupid giant robot kit, which is its own $80 kit.
$80 whole dollars.
So that one... But there's also... It's not just cardboard. It's a series of levers and, like, elastic bands.
What the fuck?
That you attach to your feet and hands.
I don't...
add enough friction, because essentially you're playing a giant robot. So
this is madness.
And so, like, there's something tracking your feet based on... Because, like, when you lift up your foot, the cable inside moves, and the camera reads that to see how much force... It's super weird, but...
It just...
I have it pre-ordered.
I'm having trouble putting this into words. It just feels so weird to me. I guess that sums up my entire thoughts about this whole thing. It's weird.
Yeah, I've seen a lot online of, like, a lot of people like me who are like, oh yeah, this is gonna be super cool, and then a bunch of other people are like, it's fucking cardboard, you idiots.
But I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
I totally get the model aspect of it, like building models and building things like that. But to tie it into a gaming console...
Yeah, it's a really weird thing for this video game company to do.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's also very Nintendo.
I mean, I guess.
If they came out with the fucking Xbox boards, everyone would be like, "Holy fuck, what are you doing, you idiots?"
The old X boards.
Yeah, the fucking some
X-Bone boards.
Sony PlayStation brand cardboard. No, nobody's gonna be into it. But Nintendo, you're like, sure.
Yeah, whatever, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Do whatever the fuck you want, I guess.
I'm in. Take my shekels.
Here you go. Take my shekels. You fucking money printing fucks.
Yeah, like at the same time, like they make such weird decisions when it comes like their online infrastructure. It's like, what are you doing? You could print money and you're choosing not to. And then they do something like this. This is like, but the announcement of this raised their stock, like the amount of money they're worth, by $1.4 billion. Their stocks shot up after this. Like,
the announcement of a cardboard based product.
Yeah.
Shot their stocks up.
$1.4 billion of value in their company.
Why?
Because people are thinking this is gonna sell.
It sounds like it's going to.
Yeah.
And like I'm coming at it of like kind of in a negative light, and I still think it's a neat concept.
Yeah. So it'll really pay out to see exactly how flimsy these are, how well they hold together, if they do what they're supposed to do. Like I'm so skeptical that I can slam 7 of these 13 keys and it'll make the right sound on a fucking piano using an infrared camera.
For sure.
And so I don't know how much you know about like the Joy-Cons, the controllers on the Switch, but they have a thing called HD Rumble, which is
high definition rumble.
So they can vibrate very specific parts of the controller, like just one end.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so like they have a game on
kind of like haptic touch with the iPhone.
Yeah, kind of.
Or not the iPhone, the fucking the watch, iWatch or whatever the fuck
the Apple
they call
Watch.
it. Apple Watch.
And so like there's a game on their premier like mini game, kind of like Wii Sports. It's called 1-2 Switch, but they have one where you literally feel it, and they put a set number of balls in the controller. Like in the game. And so you have to like rotate the controller back and forth to see how many balls are in there based on the weight and feel.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So like, okay. Like you can shake it really hard and feel the balls bounce around. You're like, okay, I think there's 4 little balls in here, and then you have to vote on it or whatever. But they use this technology in their Nintendo Labo RC cars, which look like little bugs. So they get it to vibrate in such a way that it'll move forwards or backwards or side to side.
What?
Yeah, like you just put the controller in there and you make it vibrate in such a specific way that you can make it move in the direction you want it to move.
Interesting. Okay.
So, like, the amount of thought that they've put into this is just, it's so weird for something made out of cardboard.
God. So, summing this up, like, what's with the name?
That I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to stand for, like a lab, like laboratory, because it's Labo.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if its name is derived from something Japanese, because I think it is the same name in Japanese. I'm not sure. But yeah, Labos, and it's hard because it's one of those words like you're not sure how to pronounce it. Labo. Like, where's the emphasis go?
Yeah.
And I don't think... And in their announcement trailer, it was all music and showing. They didn't actually pronounce the name once in the trailer.
Yeah.
So we have no way of knowing.
You're just supposed to fucking know, Matt.
Yeah.
You're just supposed to
even the guy at the end to say, Nintendo Labo, which is coming out 4/20.
Blaze it.
So people are going to get high as fuck and play with cardboard. It's going to be a glorious thing.
Oh, fuck. The whole thing is so weird.
It is weird.
But... Like you said, very Nintendo. It's definitely interesting. No other game company could do it.
No,
like you said, like if Sony or Microsoft did this, they'd be laughed. They'd be laughed at. But Nintendo can try this weird shit mostly because they have a history of doing that.
Yeah, and it'll be successful. Whether or not it breaks the bank for them is hard to say, but children will buy it. Parents will buy it for their children. They'll probably take solace in knowing they can give something to their kid that if they break it, it's not a huge deal. Like
that's a really good point, actually.
Like they're not going to throw this $70 controller at the wall. Worst case scenario is the dad has to go out buy a box and cut up more cardboard.
Yeah. No, that's now that you bring that up, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, they could just buy this $70 package with the game and the $10 cardboard, and if their shitty child ruins the fucking cardboard, who cares?
Yeah, like it's just cardboard. All right, well I think that's about time. I think it's been about an hour. This is our
give or take.
Yeah, this is our episode 0. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your opinion on how we did. If we get enough feedback, we'd love to do more. So if you're reading this, if you're hearing this, you're probably listening to this on Reddit, or you're one of our close friends who we trust enough to not mock us mercilessly. They will definitely not do that. So yeah, later.